I have no idea why we have to have 3 countdowns. Is it because it's St. Patrick's Day that we're 3 times as lucky to be here today for episode 9 of Ai-Tainment presented by the Music Train? Hello, everybody. This is Vessi Mink, your host. I just want to thank everybody for tuning in on X, on Facebook, on LinkedIn, and on YouTube. Big up to StreamYard for having us. And also, I'd like to say hello to everybody who's viewing from your neck of the woods. Please let us know where you're tuning in from. All over the world, we'd love to know. We have a very special show for you today, all about the amazing Hui Yian, who is here. And before we run with her, we're going to give a big shout out to our sponsors. Here we go. Know what's going on, but you know what? We're here. It's episode 9. I would love to bring to the stage Hui Yian. She is an amazing woman, and you're going to find out why today. We're going to go deep into health and well-being. She's a consultant, a coach. She is the founder of Epigenneur, Epigenetics, and Entrepreneurship. This is what we're talking about today. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Welcome to the stage, Hui Yian.
Hi, everyone. How's
Hi.
everyone doing?
I'm doing really well. I think everybody here is doing really well. Let us know how you're doing in the comments. Where are you tuning in from? We're going to have a wonderful conversation today about health and well-being. And so thank you so much for being my guest today on Ai-Tainment. You know, Hui Yian, we talked about just before the show started, you know, what is attainment anyway? What is it to attain? And Ai-Tainment and the technology of healthcare and how we even integrate it with AI. May we please start with a little bit of your story? Maybe your childhood dream would be a good place to start, I think.
Sure. Thank you for having me here. I really appreciate the opportunity to share my story.
Thank you.
So thank you. So when I was a child, maybe my dream is nothing big, or I would say it's nothing got to do with like flying up to the moon or being a so and so. I really just want to be happy. I just want to be a happy person and have a freedom of choices in my life. And I also like to do things that are fun. Yeah, so I'm a fun-loving person, and in fact a little bit cheeky. Yeah, so that's my dream.
Okay.
Very small and very big. Yeah.
So happiness is important to well-being. Some people go their whole life and they have everything, but they don't have the happiness part. It's the missing piece. How does your business, Epigenneur, which by the way, the name is a wonderful name. How does Epigenneur, how was that business born?
Okay. Before I actually went into this business, I've been in corporate life for more than 20 years. I'm a trained accountant, so I've been an auditor for maybe half of my time, and the rest spent in the finance industry. So my story is, I would say, it's probably quite typical, whereby I've been focusing on work and neglecting other things in my life, such as health.
Yeah.
So my health didn't get really very well. In fact, when I was pretty young, I was already diagnosed with hypothyroidism,
Okay.
hypothyroid, yeah.
Yes.
And even in my early 30s, because of retinal detachment, I went to the hospital too late. Half of my eyesight in my right eye is already permanently affected.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Those are two things that I actually I have hypothyroidism and I didn't have detachment, but I have the plosive, the beginnings could happen, but hopefully it doesn't happen. So that's a very intense two things.
Right.
How did you deal with losing your vision in one eye?
I I guess I just sort of accepted it and focus on the recovery part and to get myself back on the feet.
Yeah.
because I just feel that that's the next best thing I can do to myself.
Yeah.
And but having said that, because of these two incidents, I guess it has even changed my perspective about life a lot more. Yeah.
What what ad-
So
what piece of advice do you think you can give to people who are struggling with similar things? Because hypothyroidism, the thyroid controls all of the hormones, everything.
that's right. That's right.
So I
Yeah.
find that knowing that it came how old were you when you were diagnosed with hypothyroidism?
When I was 30-year old.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, what advice can you give to people about who are going through similar things, health challenges?
Okay, I mean, it's easy to give advice to people that when things happen after the fact, or when things happen to us, I guess the first piece of advice that I want to give to people is do not sit on things, do not neglect the early symptoms,
Yeah.
because we should know our body very well. We should be very in tune in what's happening. So many a times there are already early sickness. It's
Mm-hmm.
just that probably we are not being too mindful about knowing ourselves better. We focus on external things such as our life, our career, and other things. So we
Mm-hmm.
neglected all these signals and we didn't basically pay attention and go for immediate attention. Yeah.
Oh, it's a great answer, Hui Yian. So I would say, it sounds like to know yourself better. Epigenneur seems to be. Can you tell me more about Epigenneur? What an amazing name, epigenetics, right? And then
Yes.
an,
Epigenetics.
an
Yes.
entrepreneur. You put
Yes. Yes.
that's
Exactly.
brilliant. That's so brilliant. And so I was actually even thinking, is this word in the dictionary? Where did they get this word? So so tell me now, how is DNA with AI going to help people figure out what health what steps they can take to have better health?
Sure, that's a very good question that I really like to share with more people. It's because after gone through these two incidents, I started to be getting more aware and more in tune in what's happening with my own body, and I decided to take more actions to basically change my lifestyle to get
Mhm,
myself healthier. Yeah.
mhm.
So coming from a very logical mind, basically I'm just looking, my mind is like mapped out with a risk profile, you know how an auditor think, right?
Yeah.
About the future, yeah, the future probability of things and the events, and what are the actions items that we can do to mitigate those risks from happening. Yeah. So, and because of my eagerness and my passion to share this importance about health to people, I do notice there's sort of a trend or a common thing in people. People are quite okay, to put it very directly,
Yeah.
who everybody knows how to be healthy, isn't
Hmm.
it?
Yeah.
Right?
We try.
Everybody
We
knows that we need to have proper rest, drink enough water, eat things with a balanced diet, have some
Yeah.
form of exercise, and not too stressed out. These are 5 or 6 things that all of us know.
They sound so easy, but it's so hard to do because we're like running so fast to get I don't know where are we going to get there, right?
Exactly. So you see, you mentioned the word why. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sure you heard about the book Start with Why.
Yes, I
Yeah.
have.
Yeah. Yeah. So once we know the why, the reason why we are doing all this, I guess the natural actions will just come by. You will just know what to do.
Mhm.
So I used to be just focusing on the how. Like when I see people, I share, hey, this is the things that you may want to do, change your diet, drink more water, etc. It just doesn't gel. So when I look back at my own journey, I was the same, right? I didn't
Mhm.
really take care of my body very well because probably I neglected, I couldn't find the reason why. So it's because of this desire to help more people. And I actually left corporate 5 years ago to focus on the business on well-being to get people to be healthier. So I
That's
chanced
wonderful.
upon, yeah. So me and my business partner chanced upon this fantastic way whereby we
Mm.
can get everyone to do a DNA test, just taking some form of a saliva from you, and you can get to know 500 things about you. Bessie, you're there? Yeah.
I'm
So
here.
after knowing 500 things about
500.
ourselves, 500,
500.
500.
Wow.
Yes.
That's a
Yes.
lot of things.
Yeah, from head to toe, inside out. After knowing 500 things about yourself, there's exactly a risk profile, low, medium, high risk.
Okay.
And that's where it can give you lots of reasons to motivate and self-inspire ourselves to take the relevant actions to mitigate those risks. So
Before
that's
it
why,
gets Oh, sorry.
yeah.
Yeah, before it gets to where it's already there and the illness is there or the wow, 500 so that's amazing. So now I want to do that. I want to try. So how do people get in touch with you or how do people try? Let's see. Where can we go? What can we do?
Oh, it's very simple. You can, of course, reach out back to me
Mhm.
because it's just a simple test kit whereby you just need to put some saliva into the test kit and then we just send it to a lab in Korea.
Okay.
And you will get your own unique report, 500 items about Vessi in about two
Amazing.
weeks' time. Yeah.
Amazing. How much does that cost?
I'm in Singapore, so if you get it through me, the special price is at Singapore dollars 228 is about probably 150 US.
That's amazing. That's amazing, that price. Wow. 500 things that you never knew about yourself. Who wouldn't want to? I want to know now. What kind of things? Da 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 da. Tell me. Can you tell me? What are they? What are the things?
Okay, that's a perfect question. Again, coming back to me, probably you have felt that, oh, Hui Yan already diagnosed with hypothyroid. I already have an eye issue. What else
Yeah.
do you want to know about myself, right?
Right,
Yeah.
right.
So just to share a little bit about my family background, I came from a family whereby, in fact, my both of my parents and grandparents have been diagnosed with a diabetic.
Okay. Diabetes.
Okay. Yeah,
Mhm.
diabetes. So I used to think or joke that, oh, there's no need for me to get my DNA test to be done. I should have a high probability of getting diabetic.
Mhm.
Yeah, isn't it? I mean, again, this is more a logical thing. We
Yeah.
came from the same family genes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mhm.
So when I only did my DNA test, I only did this about 4 years ago.
Mhm.
So true enough, bingo, my risk of getting diabetic is pretty high.
Yeah.
But the good news is I'm not diabetic, right?
That's
So,
amazing.
yeah, so probably I have done something right already because I've been making efforts to change my lifestyle since about 10 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
And for Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So I felt pretty relieved, and I just will have to continue with my lifestyle for the diabetic portion. But having said that, there's 500 things about myself. I get to know other new things. Okay.
So that's
So
so extraordinary.
yeah. So I have a pretty high risk of getting dementia and Alzheimer issue.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something to do with the brain and the mind.
Right. Right. How did that feel to like read that? That was probably something that you didn't maybe think that was
Expect.
going to be in there. Yeah.
Oh, I guess the logical part in me helped. When I get
Yeah.
the report, I'm excited. I basically just didn't think much or overanalyze. In fact, I feel that it is something very positive. I
Yeah.
rather know the risk earlier. Then the good news is, maybe I'd like to touch on this a little bit. Who we are now, what is our health status, right? Only 70%, or rather only 30% is depending on our original genes.
Oh, wow.
Meaning that there's a 70% chance that whereby we can make lifestyle changes and prevent those issues from happening.
That's it right there. There you go. I love it.
Yeah,
Okay, more, more, more. Okay,
yeah.
so what do you tell the people that have diabetes? What can they do to, I know your advice, you're into health. I mean, you're technically, do you have a medical degree? But you kind of have been in it for 10 years now or longer, correct? So I think I listened to you just as much as I listened to a doctor, maybe more, because nobody told me ever that I could take a DNA test and know 500 things about myself at the same time. That's absolutely amazing. So tell me
Mm,
more. Tell me more, Hui Yian. What else?
okay. Uh, like you want to know more about what are the things that you can find in the DNA report?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, okay. Actually, the part that I like most, or rather, there's a lot of value that you can get from the report. Half of them is on health risk. the other half is on personality, your traits, what are our strength.
Really?
Yes.
That's incredible. So I'm
Yeah.
still confused. How did this so this is all having to do with AI reading the DNA? Can you
Yes.
talk about the tech? Like, how does that work?
Okay, I mean, I'll just explain it in the layman terms because after all, I'm also not a scientist. I'm just an accountant, right?
Yeah.
So basically, the DNA test is something that once you take your saliva, they go back to the lab and they will go and test against all the other genetic genes that has been around in the market, in the world.
Yep.
So they
Mhm.
map out something, and once you have your genes that is, that you manage to match back to the majority of, let's say, in the issue of a diabetic, right?
Mhm.
So then they will just term us as a high risk profile. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So in that
The per
sense,
the personality portion though, that is very interesting. I'm very intrigued about that part. You know, I
you want to know something that I discovered about myself that I was like,
sure.
oh,
Yeah.
I cannot be that.
Sure. Sure, tell me. I'm ready.
Okay,
We're ready.
so
Oh, and a big shout out. Hello, thank you everybody for tuning in. Let us know where you're tuning in from. We'd love to see your comments, and if anybody has any questions, drop them in the comment. And we're going to write a song later. We don't know what it's about yet, but Hui Yian is going to pick 3 words, and maybe BK will pick a word as well, and we're going to write a song. So stick around, guys. After you, he went. Please tell me
okay, guess what? I
what.
am a creative person.
You don't say. You didn't think you were creative. You thought you were surprised. Why? Why were you surprised?
Oh, okay. This is something very interesting because I do come from a family of creative background,
Okay.
right? Like my sister is in a creative line. She's a writer in our one of the I mean one of is in a national media agency in Singapore for more than 30 years.
Oh wow.
Yeah, my grandfather is very good with art,
Mm.
even my own parents. So when I was young in my junior school, when I
Mm.
have to do art and submit drawing, I will get so stressed and freak out that
Oh.
I will cry one day before
Oh.
I submit the homework.
Oh, that's so cute though. You didn't know, so maybe you were comparing yourself to your family saying, so that was all in your mind then. Huh?
Okay, so imagine we can turn back the clock. Let's say when I was in junior school, I did my
Yeah.
DNA test.
Yeah.
And if my parents or my siblings know that I'm high on creativity,
They
what
would
do you
have
think? What do you think they could have changed their way of nurturing me?
absolutely they would change their way of nurturing you. And that's the ticket. Isn't it interesting? It's so interesting, the family dynamic. Oh, Susie can do this, or Jimmy can do that, or BK can do this, and they're so good at that's their talent. That's what they should do. But shouldn't we also practice what's not our talent so that we can balance and maybe our talent becomes more talent? Do you think that has some leverage there? Because
Exactly.
math, I start to really like math now. But I mean, I as a kid, you know, very, very terrified of of not knowing how to solve an equation or know the variable. So I find that very fascinating. Please continue.
Uh, you mentioned a very, very good word, balance.
Yeah,
Yeah. So I if we know our strength earlier, we could have spent more time strengthening them. And if we know that we have certain so-called weaknesses and blind spots, we can also spend time to bring that up or rather mitigate that, right?
yeah,
Yeah. So and guess what? 5 years ago when I knew that I was a creative person,
yeah.
I started to think crazy about can I be creative?
There's a title. That's a book title. Can I be creative? There's a book. Yes, you can. And here's how. What
So
so what was the first thing when you were like, I'm creative? Like I have a creative. So left brain, right brain, is it able to say more so which you work with? How would it? Unless it did a questionnaire besides the DNA test, no? Wouldn't it have to be like
uh,
a
To be honest, I was like, oh no, this cannot be me. This is not Hui Yan.
They
And
mixed
my
it up.
my logical mind came out because the auditor questioned a lot, right?
Yeah.
So, but having said that, the rest of the profiling seems right. So with a leap of faith, I guess my strength is I self-taught a lot, and I also believe in sending messages to the universe. Yeah.
Yes.
So
Love
I
it.
also visualize a fair bit. So because maybe I keep asking, oh, I'm creative. How can I be creative? So I finally chanced upon AI, using AI now in my daily lives, and it seems to be nurturing my creativity part.
That's so beautiful. I love the intersection of AI and creativity, the technology aspect. In essence, I guess people are large language models. We everything from the beginning we soak in. It doesn't mean it's true necessarily what we hear, or from the from growing up in the different families that we grow up in, the kind of nurturing or lack of nurturing that we get. It does in the end either make us we learn to be just like that, to be either small-minded or big, or actually big-minded, open-minded, with seeing all the possibilities. So I love the intersection of AI and creativity. So I'm looking over here as well. We see that, okay, so advocating for the ethical application of epigenetic knowledge and technology. And you really truly are a champion of holistic approach to health and success. How many students do you have? We have a bunch of people here today. There are 77 viewers right now viewing from all over the world. They're all here for you today. Thank you so much for being here. You have fan base already here.
Thank you, thank you.
And you do a show. Don't you do a show? I think I'm going to be on your show, aren't I? I think you do the passion show, don't you, on TikTok?
Yes,
I just saw the other day. I was there for a little while. Thank you for inviting me. And I loved how all the little boxes, all the viewers are there, and then you have your guest is on full blast on video. I thought it's going to be you on full blast, but it's your guest on video, full blast, and it was a astrologer. Tell me, and not a astrophysicist. Was it an astrophysicist?
astronaut.
An astronaut. So he was, but
Yeah.
he's also
Oh,
telling.
oh, sorry, you mean my guess? Okay, my guess is a numerologist. He's into
Yes.
number reading.
Okay, that's what it was. It was the numerologist. Very, very interesting. I could only stay for about 15 minutes, but he read somebody's numbers at the end, didn't he, before you closed down,
That's right.
right? And what did they think about that? And what did you learn from your guest that day about about numerology that you didn't know?
Oh, uh, I have been I know myself quite well after searching for so many years. And remember, I after my health issues, I started to focus more on myself, my
Yeah.
inner self,
Mhm.
to discover the better part in me. And I also did my DNA test.
Yeah.
So I know myself pretty well. So when he started to do the reading, and I we use the basically the birth date, the
Yeah.
year that we are born, the month and the year, etc., to tally up to a single digit number.
Mm. And what's
Yeah,
your
so
number?
my number 6.
Number 6. What does number 6 mean? What is number 6? I don't know anything about numerology.
Yeah, it's so me. I
It's
was like, oh, yeah, it's so Hui Yan.
So what is number 6? What is can you tell me what is it?
Sure. So I'm someone has a lot of love in my heart, and
Yes.
I also have a strength and talent for empathy.
Yeah.
And so, because of my love and empathy, I like to share this with my immediate families and friends. And I will always remind them to about love.
Yeah, let's go. Speaking of which, are we ready for a song? Should we do one
Yes.
now? Let's do
Yeah.
one. Let's do our song. All right, you guys are in for a treat here. Let's see. Maybe one of your words is going to be love.
Yeah. So smart.
Love and okay, so let me just take a sip of my tea. Excuse me one moment. Okay. So we have love. Maybe BK, if he's here, he's going to be here. Hopefully, he can give us a word in the chat. Um, Astronaut. Oh, yes, he did. He chose astronaut. Okay. So astronaut, and then what are your words? He went
Freedom
freedom and love.
and
Or
love and fun.
so it's astronaut, fun, love, and freedom, right? Okay. Let's go, guys. Courage and passion. Tiat says, hi, Tiat. Okay, we'll put all these words in as I see them. Here we go. The astronaut fearlessly takes off to the stars, seeing suddenly the Earth from where they came from on their way to Mars. Tell me, where doesn't love live? It lives everywhere. Fun it is to be alive, to live with love and such care. Courage and passion and insight and love, leading on to infinite travels all across time. Welcome Ai-Tainment to your life. Welcome Ai-Tainment to your life. Where the finding love lights the way. We Epigeneur. Let's go all the way. Hey, yeah. Love, 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 yeah. There, we did it. We wrote a song.
Wow.
This is Ai-Tainment. This original song was written by Hui Yian, our very special guest today on episode 9, PK Han, and me, Vessi Mink. Our show is called Ai-Tainment, and we're all about getting everything we need. Because if we get everything we want, maybe we don't, it's not good for us. What's the difference between a want and a need? We should talk about that. If it was only so easy to just get what we need. You talked about 5 things: good sleep, good food, rest and relaxation, right? A creative mind, being passionate about something. But those are the basics, but it's so difficult to balance. Why is it so difficult to balance? Why can't we? One of the greatest things for me, when, and I don't do it enough, is to literally lay on my porch in my backyard, just lay down, let go of everything in the sun. Like, I need sunshine. I'm not to do anything, just to lay down and just kind of give in to the moment. Literally let go. Practice letting go. It's difficult to let go. Why are people holding on so tight to things?
You're quite right, Bessie.
Yeah. BK Han is in the house. Metaverse Generation founder and co-host of the Music Train, which is now Ai-Tainment.
Good morning, good evening, everybody. Thank you, Hui Yian, for coming as a guest today.
Yeah.
Did you enjoy it, Hui Yian or Bessie?
I love her. Yes. She's great. Yeah. I want to
Yes,
know
very much.
I want to know more. I want to know 500 things. Uh-oh, I'm scared. I'm a little bit like, what is it going to be? Uh-oh.
Can we invite the audience all to go into the comment and reply 111?
Oh,
And
that
then
would be great.
Yeah, everyone please do that. And then maybe Hui Yian can explain why 111. what does triple one means in numerology. Yeah.
I'll put it
Okay.
too.
With AI, we can know all the answers, but I'm happy to address that. Yeah, so there's a saying, or rather there's a belief that triple one is a very lucky and auspicious number. And if you keep seeing this number, or or rather, which if you haven't been keep seeing this number, then probably it's time for you to keep visualizing this number, because with this number, to me, again, allow me to use my own words. It just means that my heart and mind are 100% aligned. Whatever that I'm doing right now is in the correct path to what we really want in our life. And just follow the light, and we shall get whatever that we focus on. And this is all about triple one.
I love it. People are doing it. Lots of 111s coming in. Vignesh, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. BK, do you have a question? The 111 question, I always wondered that. I'm wondering why I never asked you. Why do people wait so long to get the answer that they want? That they need to learn the answer, but they don't know the question.
Actually, I think probably you hear from Hui Yian that all of us know what we need to do. And for example, how to be healthy, how to eat healthily, we know, we knew, but we are not aligned most of the time. So you forgot, and you sort of sway away, and you overlook, oversight, and until the time when you realize, okay, I'm facing a medical condition. I need to change my diet. I need to exercise. So triple one is about aligning yourself, and also visualizing what you wanted in life. And once you do that, things will sort of appear magically. Just like, when you want to be a podcaster, you want to host a show, and Hui Yan did exactly that, and she's now hosting one of the first TikTok podcasts in Singapore now. So she's
That's so wonderful.
already done her second episode within such a short time. So maybe you can ask her to sort of talk a little bit about that.
Yes, let's talk about that. Let's talk about TikTok and the interview process and bringing people on stage. How do you choose your guests? Is it something that kind of speaks to you? Is it more of an organized, like, kind of like a theme? How do you do it?
Okay, that's a question that probably I'll spend some time to address that, because um remember, I always think that I'm not a creative person, but my DNA keeps saying that I'm creative. Yeah, and
Mhm.
coming from my background, when I was just in corporate, uh, I don't really have to face the light, the media, the recording, and in fact, I prefer a one-to-one type of communication. Yeah, I prefer a deeper friendship and a relationship kind of a person.
Yeah.
And I'm also an introvert, meaning that when you put me to a group of people, I can feel quite uncomfortable.
Mm.
And sometimes I just feel that I want to go home. Yeah, so that's me. That's a character. Oh, and again, as I share, it brings out something in my DNA report again. It says that I'm an extrovert. Yeah.
Huh.
So I was like, oh, where did it come from? So probably I haven't been so much aligned with that, because I've been focusing more on the health part. And my message to the world and the universe is very clear, because of my so-called bad experiences or history. I feel that we should all learn from one another. So I urge people to take back control of your life in terms of health. Don't wait until we are diagnosed with certain things, then we go and take some actions to hopefully that we can reverse it. And because my eyesight cannot be reversed, so to
Yeah.
me, with such a strong signal, I really want to share. So I have this passion to share, and therefore it slowly leads me to basically change my career. I didn't plan to change my career, because being an accountant actually gives me quite a comfortable life. Yeah.
Yeah.
In fact, I feel that I should be able to retire quite well, and yet I feel that it's about freedom. So
Mm.
freedom is only when we have the choices in our hands. And in order to do things happily, the health is really very important. Yeah, if we cannot even see properly, there's no talking about being independent, that we can walk strongly. There's no freedom at all. Yeah, you can say that freedom is all in the mind, but in terms of physical body, it's also very important. So therefore, one thing leads to another, and I started to feel that I just need to go back to my inner self, be in touch with what I want. So again, my message is very clear. I want to be happy. I want to be free. I want to share with people how to be happy and free. So happy and free could sound easy, and it can also sound quite profound. So I feel that I'm a testimony of exactly just walking life journey and feel the energy and keep focusing on the inner self, the heart and the mind, and then things will just appear. So after knowing that I'm being creative and also knowing that I'm so-called extrovert, I decided to maybe share a little bit about my journey of being an entrepreneur in the health industry. Yeah, because it's something very new. I have been in a corporate life, like it's very structured. In fact, I've been very desk bound. I don't have to really go out and put myself out there to get the real sales or the businesses. I do back office sales. Like I help my bosses to get audit engagement, but it's still different. To me, it's just like a proposal. So this, I'm really putting myself out on the line, and it has not been an easy journey. There's a lot of ups and downs, and I started to realize another thing, which is the importance of mental wellness. So mental wellness is very, very big, and especially after COVID, I think it gets louder. Yeah, I find that some close friends, even recent customers, they are not so able to be in control of their emotion. Some of them have challenges. They feel depressed at times. They don't have an outlet. Again, so I started to expand health wellness to not just on the physical body. It includes the mind as well.
Yeah.
So coming back to why I decided to do TikTok, to summarize it, I think it's something that probably because I've been speaking to the universe, that how can I be creative? So only about last year, I chanced upon, of course, Coach BK, and I started to notice, oh, maybe I should pick up a new skills, and social media is also something that I want to grow. Yeah, yeah, because I feel that that's where I can reach out to more people in a shorter time. Shorter social media is the mass cold market, right?
Yes.
So, but remember, I was like, I'm so logical. How to do all this videoing, taking photos, and TikTok. To me, it's like only the creative people can do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Then that leads me to I just open my heart and get whatever messages that I want from the universe. Then after attending a social media course with BK, he kept saying that, so what's next? What's next? What do you want to do about it? I was like, oh, okay.
He's
And he's quite I must say that he's a very persistent and a determined person. He has illustrated a lot of important traits that most people should have. So I
true.
was like trying to see my gap between myself and him,
Yeah.
and I say that I must improve myself. So the idea of having doing a TikTok live show, I think just came about. You see, now I get so creative, I forgot about dates. I used to remember what date, what day, what time.
Yeah.
I think it's about just 2 weeks ago. I said, okay, I will do a TikTok live.
Just 2
Then
weeks ago. Just 2
yeah,
weeks ago. It's
it's
brand new.
yeah,
Wow.
brand new, brand new. So first of all, it's just I decided to do a TikTok live. Next is I also don't know why. I think I want to challenge myself. I just say, okay, instead of doing once per week, I do twice a week. So then he say, who are you going to interview? I say, I don't know. So the thing about him is I kind of like his style. He's
Yeah.
quite freestyle, but yet quite structured. I think it suits
Very.
me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he didn't ask me. Then I sort of automatically, the next morning, that means I decided on a Monday night, I'm going to do TikTok live, 2 guests per week. On a Tuesday morning when I wake up, the first person that texts me, I invited him to be my guest.
That's so fun. I love that.
Okay, so he's none other Simon that you has met him on TikTok Live last Wednesday. And then that's it. Over the next 2 or 3 days, whoever that I've already scheduled to meet, I just ask. Yeah,
That's so
ask,
good.
ask, and we shall be given. Okay,
And it's
and
working.
I don't have a topic in mind. So when I reach my fourth guest, my fourth friends who said yes, and
Yeah.
almost it's a yes, it's a yes, 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 yes. So I said, oh, I must be doing something right. So one,
Yeah.
one, one, one. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
so friends who are with us right now, appreciate it if you can do the 111 in comment again to give us more energy. And then that's where the fourth guest, which we are going to see her this Wednesday on my TikTok live at 11 p.m. And why is she so important? Because she's the angel to me 3 years ago when I was not having the best of my time. She just suddenly reached out to me. She just suddenly gave me a text. She basically reached out her hand to pull
Oh.
me up. And I really like to share the same type of energy with the rest of the world. And she's a yoga teacher.
Oh.
She's a yoga teacher that exactly teaching us to be about mindfulness about our body, about our feelings. And with that, we can focus a lot more in life. And she's the person that gave me the inspiration to name the TikTok live as Courage and Passion. Yeah.
Beautiful.
So,
You're
so
amazing.
yeah. Thank you for asking this question.
BK, great question. And also, I want to, that's amazing. Everybody's giving us the 111s. The 111s. I have a song for you now. If you will allow me to play you, it's called Therapy. I wrote it when I was going through something very tough, and I didn't know how to deal with it, so I wrote a song. So my mental health, this is my tool, one of them, and it's done me well, and I
Yeah.
don't know what I would do without it.
Bessie, I remember the day you dropped the bomb.
Okay, so this is an inside joke. I'll just give you a little taste of that. BK, you never dropped the bomb. I think I dropped the bomb when I said that anyone else dropped the bomb. When we put I think that's what we do. We get a certain amount of stress, and then you can't take anymore, and then somebody gets it. Somebody that gets maybe some words that they shouldn't have received, that have nothing to do with them and more to do with your own actions of thinking that you could handle everything. Nobody can handle everything. So this song is called Therapy. Thanks again, everybody, for tuning in. You're listening to Ai-Tainment, episode 9 with Hui Yian, our dear guest, with the amazing Epigenneur. And I think everybody's going to want to get that DNA test. I want to do that. I want to do that immediately after we're done with the show. Here we go. Truth is, here we go. Truth is, I'm not feeling well. I've got to find someone to talk about my health. But things just aren't how they appear. Gotta hold on to myself and not the fear. I don't want to go on and on about what's troubling me. If I don't do it now, then I'll never get set free from every delusion, darling, that has planted seeds in my brain. Am I going insane? I think I need some therapy. I've been struggling now for years, I cannot lie. Something just isn't right. with my I. Just so scared to trust anyone. And I'm scared of all the wrong that's done. I don't want to go on and on about what's troubling me. But if I don't do it now, then I'll never get set free from every delusion, darling, that has planted seeds in my brain. Am I going insane? I think I need some therapy. I don't want to go on and on about what's troubling me. If I don't do it now, then I'll never get set free. Every delusion, darling, that has planted seeds in my brain. Am I going insane? I think I need some therapy. That one's called Therapy, and it kind of just came out in one, and I was kind of crying afterwards after writing it.
I'm having my therapy now.
What? Okay, so now we can turn the tables. BK, what kind of therapy do you like to get? What is therapy to you, BK?
Okay, I think all of you will agree. I enjoy scolding my students.
Scolding your students.
That's my therapy. You know, I get angry with them. I will sort of, make statements on them.
And that's therapeutic? What
Yeah,
about this, Ian? He's saying this is therapeutic, but I don't know. Uh-oh. Here we go.
I think I have a lot of
agree.
students now in the chat now. They will agree, right?
That is
Do you know?
therapeutic.
Do you want to know why I agree with that?
I want to hear.
Because I can see his joy in that when he was doing that. I can feel it.
He likes to point out what could be better. But in what way do you do it? How do you do that? I guess you have to know. I guess you really have to know yourself if you can
okay.
know so much about how someone else can do
Yeah,
better.
Bessie, my job as a coach or as a teacher or as a mentor is not to be nice, right? Even though you did a good job, I will still want to push you to a higher limit. I will still find fault in that person, and that's exactly how I progress myself. I find fault in myself when something went right or something went wrong. I still find fault. The fastest way to grow yourself or to learn something is to keep finding fault, and you will be. I mean, you won't be perfect. You'll be more perfect. So my statement to a lot of people: you do not need to be number one. You just have to be better than yourself every day. So if you improve yourself by 1% a day, how many percent will you improve in 100 days?
100%.
Yeah, 100%. I love that. BK,
That's very easy, right?
It's not easy to be you. You probably get a lot of pushback. Students probably don't. But
Yeah,
everybody
they
always.
dropped the bomb on me. They dropped the bomb. They hate me. They left my class. They abandoned the class. But some of them do come back after a while when they cool down. Yeah.
And your teacher, you have a teacher, don't you?
Unfortunately, I think the universe is my only teacher. I'm not that fortunate. Okay, over my earlier days, I do have some occasional mentor that's just stepped in and just mentioned some wisdom to me, and I took that as, I mean, I don't have like a long term a coach or mentor. They just sort of step in, like what just Wei and say, when something happens, someone will come in and just say a word. I
Yeah.
remember when in France, Nice, at the beach resort, I was doing my backpack tour. I was being attacked by a group of, thief, a group of thief, which is
Oh,
they are
oh
very.
no.
So I was trying to avoid them, but a guy walked past and he was walking around me and he just said, "Watch your wallet." That's all. Then I knew that they were distracting me, but they're going for my wallet. And at that time, we travel with traveler's checks, and we
Right.
once we don't have that, we will be broke. So that
Yeah.
was like 30 plus years ago. So it was something right at that moment when I was just trying to avoid them by moving myself backwards. They were going after my pouch, and that guy just said, "What?"
Wow.
And he was just walking around, just over, just said, "Watch your wallet." I heard that, and then I immediately saw that they were going after my pouch.
Hmm.
That's what happened. Yeah.
Watch your wallet, people. But everything's digital now,
You're not going to
right?
do that.
Say again.
You're not going to write a song called "Watch Your Wallet," right?
Watch. I think it should be the name of your book. I want it. Speaking of which, this book. Have you guys read this? The Bitcoin Standard.
No, not yet.
I have to read it. Someone has really pushed me to get it, and I had to get it. So I don't know. It's supposedly supposed to be amazing. Hui Yan, what do you think about digital currency and all the cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin? What do you think about it?
Uh, I'm also quite new to this because I used to I mean if it's something that I'm not familiar with, then I won't go into it. So having said that, doesn't mean that I wouldn't get to know more about it, right?
Right. Yeah, that book apparently is the book of books to find out about Bitcoin and why it's so wonderful. BK, do you have any words about Bitcoin and digital currency?
Yeah. I think that's the only coin that I so-called promote or recommend anyone who
Mm.
wants to go into cryptocurrency. That's the only one that I have been so-called have more faith in since many years ago when the price was 4,600
Oh
per
my
Bitcoin.
gosh. That's crazy. It's like it went as
Yeah,
high as 72,000
yeah,
recently for
correct.
just one.
So I was scammed through. I went through a process. Although the money that the scam wasn't it was my part of my profit.
Yeah.
Uh, and then I eventually find that, well, if the Bitcoin that you own can be traded, can be so-called and cash, then it's a real Bitcoin. Then you can keep it indefinitely, and it's like the godfather of cryptocurrency. If any coins were to go vanish, I think
Yeah.
Bitcoin will last. Yeah, that's the
Yeah,
reason
it
why.
says Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. Back to you. That's it.
I just was saying, you said that's the reason and then I interrupted you. Forgive me. I don't know what were you going to say? That's the reason that you
Yeah, I think if I mean there are so many coins out there.
Yeah.
Uh, we need to do a lot of background studies before you invest in them, although some of them does give you exponential growth. But if you are not the type of person that reads and do a lot of research, just be on the safe side, just own
Yeah.
some Bitcoin, and
Yeah.
that's good enough. Yeah.
I wanted to just read off some things about it because my friend is so Bitcoin has no founder. Bitcoin has no ruling foundation, no pre-mine, no insiders, no initial investors, no office, no website, no paid executive team, no marketing team, no paid dev, no starting price, has no human controlling it, and it's the fairest money on earth. So that's pretty cool. So BK and I met on Clubhouse when I was the voiceover actor, and I still do this here and again for the Funky Eye Puppets, and he came in and started to introduce just some of the things about Web3 and digital assets and NFTs and such. And so that was the beginning of our journey. And so we find ourselves. Has it been 3 years, BK? that we've known each other now. That's amazing.
Yep, 3 years.
And
That,
I'm just so
that blue guy you guys call, right?
yeah, it's this strange PFP. You look the blue Egyptian. He looks like, so many amazing things have happened to me since I was blessed to know you and learn of you. And I just want to thank you. I want to thank you for helping me create this show, for being the executive, artistic director and producer of the show, the co-founder of Music Train, M10 Labs, Metaverse Generation, and all the people that you have helped and that you inspire daily. And for all the students that have left, many more are coming. And they're coming in droves. They want to know, what is this guy teaching? He's teaching you how to find yourself, actually. And I believe also our guest today, Hui Yian, also really ultimately with Epigenneur, you can know 500 things about yourself through your DNA so that you can stop health crises before they hit. And I think that is probably one of the most valuable things that anybody could have, is to know immediately there are the results. There they are. What are you going to do about them? What are you going to do with the writing on the wall? So, episode 9, I'd like to thank you again for being our very dear guest, Hui Yian. And if there's any words that you'd like to share with your listeners here, and
Sorry, I
any
want
words
to
of
add
wisdom,
one
any
thing,
more?
Bessie.
Yeah.
Just in case you didn't know, Hui Yan is also one of the sponsors in our show. She's paying no
more
more.
pain. No
Yeah,
more pain. I
pain.
noticed that, and I was going to ask her about the no more pain. That's a good thing. We don't want pain, but how do we get rid of it?
Well, focus on knowing more about yourself, whether through the DNA scientific route, which is all about facts and science. You can also keep visualizing 111. That will be focusing on the alignment of your heart and mind. And once you open your heart to the rest of the universe, all the answers will come to you. Having said that, one last advice, and is the most important one. We know what's happening. We must be able to take actions. Yeah, add on them means just keep moving, add on it, keep learning, keep growing. And I wish all of us be healthy. And it's really my wish that all of us will be able to enjoy a life. And how I define healthy is we can age healthily. We can walk till the end of our life with a healthy body, healthy mind, healthy legs. And let's all come together, because I really love your song about therapy earlier. And you mentioned the word, I need therapy. Yeah. So a lot of us need therapy, but some of them maybe are too shy to mention it or shout for help. Some don't know where to go. Yeah. So I wish that my TikTok live will give some people some form of passion and courage to come forward, because there's a lot of help out there. Yeah.
Yes, there is a lot of help out there. Thank you so much. What a wonderful episode. Such a lovely person, and your heart is like as big as the universe. I'm just really grateful to know you and meet you. BK, thank you so much for bringing Hui Yian here as our guest for episode 9. Don't miss next week's episode 10. We're not going to tell you who it is, because that's how we do it. You're going to be surprised. But don't forget also to subscribe, to follow us, and definitely tap in and find out how you can get your DNA results with 500 results. I believe, is there a link in the chat that we could put? We'll probably put that in the chat. And we're going to run the sponsorship ad one more time. BK, would you like to say any final words before we close up here?
Yeah, 111.
111. All right. Here we go, guys. Yeah, let's go. Thank you again to our sponsors, you guys. Take care, everybody out there on LinkedIn, Facebook, X, and YouTube. We appreciate you so much. And if you'd like to be a sponsor, you know where to find me at Vessi Mink on all those amazing social networks. And take care of yourself, you guys, and take care of each other. And drink enough water and exercise and sleep enough. There you go. Here we go. Thank you again.